So this tournament is perhaps the biggest win so far in my life. You guys, want to help you understand, tournament fishing is not my #1 priority, but I do enjoy doing it. I love the competition. I love going up against some of the best kayak anglers in the country. This is the fun part of what I do, and this is a tournament that I really want to share with you guys.
Oh my gosh, this might be it. This will be the one that moves me into second place. Look at this son of a gun. Ooh. Good morning, guys. Well, here's a tournament video. I'm actually fishing the Bassmaster Kayak Series tournament in Bossier City, Shreveport, Louisiana. And the two lakes that are in play are Caddo and Bistineau, and I'm on Bistineau for this two-day tournament. This is going to be awesome. I've been slaying them in practice. Y'all going to see a bunch of fish catches, hopefully, in this tournament, so stay tuned.
All right, so a quick explanation of this first fish. It was in a little bitty area, about 8 foot by 10 foot, and I had caught 3 fish in practice in that exact same spot. And I had a couple of reasons why I stopped there. One, I knew that fish was there. Number 2 is I was waiting on my cameraman. I actually had a good friend of mine, Emily Heineman, follow me around. She had to chase me around all day, taking pictures because I needed some skinny shots. I needed some pictures of me and my kayak and so on and so forth, and I hadn't done that in a while. So shout out to Emily, appreciate that. But this first fish, it bit 4 times, or it bumped my bait 4 times, kept getting closer and closer to the boat. And then I fed it to him on that last time, and he bit right at the boat. So it was quick and easy, a nice little 19.5 incher. It was awesome. There he is. Get in the boat. Yes. Oh man. Look at that. Now there were a lot of things going on this lake, and I very seldom do I figure out what's going on all over the lake, and I can duplicate it and I can find spots very easily. Very seldom does that happen. I can think of 2 other tournaments where I was able to put all the little puzzle pieces together and really come out. And both of those tournaments I won, and this one was pretty much the same. But this first little area that I stopped at was special. It was a drain, 5,000 acres at least, and that's a total guess, but at least 5,000 acres. We're draining into this one little area, and all the bass, because of the drawdown, if you guys can see the cypress trees, the lake is 9 feet low, and all of these fish and all this huge area of the lake had drained right into this little area that I was fishing. And I sat there and I caught fish after fish after fish. Now, this was a Saturday. You can look real close in the distance. You can see a bass boat. There are actually 4 bass boats in this area. There was a club tournament going on. And so I didn't beat this area up. I stayed there until I had a good limit. And these limits, these fish were outstanding. They were ready to bite. Found my own little spot, and I sat there and I beat them up. It beat that one little spot up until they wouldn't bite anymore. That way those bass boats could move in and catch any more of them. And I could come back the next day when I was by myself and catch them. So these little things on the bottom, they look like bluegill beds. Bass make them this time of year. And they haven't been in them, and they're still not in them that hard. I can always catch 1 or 2 of them out of it. This is a good one. I can't turn it. Mudfish, maybe? Nope. Bass. Whoa. So one of the things you'll notice in this is you'll see this little black thing at the bottom of the screen. That's my second phone. I actually live stream my tournaments on TikTok while I'm fishing. This one I just did the second day. I didn't want to give anybody's clues on the first day, but I'm going to start live streaming while I'm just fishing, fun fishing, guiding, and also fishing tournaments. So be sure to go check out my TikTok page and give it a follow so you guys can watch those live streams.
That's 4 casts in a row. 19 inches. That's it. 5 in a row. That's all I can get. 5 casts in a row is all I can get.
This little area right here between these 3 big cypress trees, it was a little dip. It was a place where the current was kind of pushing through later on in the day, but right now there was no current, and these fish had pulled down into the deeper water early in the morning, which was kind of weird. I thought they would be super shallow, but they weren't. They had pulled down at about 3.5 to 4 feet of water, and there was a school of fish sitting in that one little small area. So I was able to catch 6, 7 fish in that area. I caught 5 fish in 5 casts. It was pretty special, and so I was able to sit there and really work that school of fish real well with that spinnerbait.
They're gonna be on that lip. I know they're gonna be on that lip. Like 6 cents kicked in. Oh, he's a big one. Oh, please be a bass. Oh my gosh, please be a bass. Don't be a drum. Oh, it's a drum. Did it again, Michael. Drum at the end of the tournament. Ah. Look at that son of a gun. I gotta catch one the last 2 hours of the tournament or it's something wrong. There we go. Please be a good. Oh, he's a good one. I don't know if he's gonna help though. Oh. I don't even know what my smallest one is. 19 and a half. That is gonna be a 17 and a half, 18. 18 even.
So one of the really cool and unique things about this tournament was how I accessed the water. It was a boat ramp that was inaccessible to bass boats and big trailers, but I could get my trailer right off the end of the ramp, slide my kayak into the water, put a pair of hip waders on, and walk out about 150 yards, and then I could get in my kayak. And because the PWR it drafts so shallow, I was able to paddle out to the water and be able to fish. And it was a little bit more of a challenge, but it was pretty cool being able to do that.
Good morning. Well, I'm not going to talk much today, guys, but it's good to see you. I'm out on Bistino Lake for the Bassmaster Kayak Series final day of this tournament. I'm sitting in 10th right now, so I'm within striking distance of the lead. We'll just see how this day goes. I'm not going to talk much. I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to fish and let you guys watch. So this lake is beautiful. I'm jacking some pretty good fish. I had 98.5 inches or something yesterday. So, but I'm looking for over 100 inches today. See if I can move up. The goal today is to win, and I'm about 3.5, 4 inches out of the lead, I think. I don't remember. So, anyway, welcome. Lines in is about we got 4 minutes till lines in.
On the second day, I was pretty much by myself. I saw one, maybe two other kayakers the entire day. I went to my main area, that area where I caught all those fish all in a row. There weren't any bass boats in the area for the entire day, and I had it all to myself, which really made a huge difference. Really boosted my confidence, and it allowed me to be able to slow down and pick every little bit of that area apart. Now, this was a very special area because it had so many fish in that area. I had to be very, very careful about spooking them. I couldn't just barge into the middle of the area and start catching fish. I had to go from the outside in and work my way around and do everything slow and methodical and be very, very quiet. And because I was by myself, it made it that much easier.
It's 4 feet deep, and there's bass all down in the bottom of it. At least there was yesterday. And I can't make a cast to it. They don't want something punched through it. They just want to see they're schooling right there. Let me grab that frog. I don't know if they'll hit a frog or not. We're gonna find out. They have not wanted to hit topwater. They'll school, they'll come up and bust the surface, but they have not. Just this cold front's got them to where they just don't want to do it. Not until the sun gets up a little bit really good. This afternoon they'll hit frog, but not right now. So I'm patiently waiting for the current and the wind to push this grass out of the way. Then I'll be able to catch them. I still might try to throw a Texas rig down in the middle of them. Here we go. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. I was able to get it in there. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Look at that one. Sweet, 18.5 inches.
Now, one of the first places that I went to was that spot where I caught 5 fish in 5 casts the day before. The only difference was that giant Sylvania, that invasive plant that floats around all over this lake, had moved into that area and made it impossible to be able to throw a spinnerbait into that area, into that one little spot. And so I had to work around it, had to wait for it to move out of the way, wait for little casting channels and little spots where I could cast. And it really made it impossible to be able to catch fish out of there. And there were fish down underneath that mat. Just couldn't get that mat to move out of the way. There was no current pushing, there was no wind. And so I had to work my way around, and I was actually rewarded for doing that, for getting away from that area and going in other places.
Let's go out. It's not up here yet.
got my net hung in my rod holders. That's number 5, the size I want, but that's okay. That gets me a limit. Inches. Little bitty. Now after I caught that small fish, it was 13-incher, but it was my 5th fish of the day, so I had a limit, but I was like, there's nothing going on super shallow, and I was about ready to give up. And then the biggest fish of the day showed up. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Yes. Whew. That's a big one, guys. Look at that son of a gun. What? Oh, look at that one. What? Biggest fish of the tournament so far. 21 inches. Look at that. All right, let's let him go. Thank you, sweetie. The lure that I was using was critical. I came across this lure in practice. It was a Nichols spinnerbait, and it had white blades. I think they called it I can't remember what it was called. But that spinnerbait lasted a lot longer than it should have. I don't know how many fish I caught in practice on it. A lot. And then I had a full day of it, and then a few fish, including that big one, that wrecked it. But the next fish broke it. And boy, did I get lucky. This is the law of the day. Good gosh, maybe not. That's a big one if it's a bass. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Yep, it's a bass. Come on. Oh, oh, my spinnerbait broke. That's how many fish I've caught on that daggum thing. I'm glad I got another one. Oh, spinnerbaits are not designed to last forever. So you don't get mad about it. But I'm glad it broke after the fish was in. Man. Thank you, Nichols, for making a great spinnerbait. This thing has caught a ton of fish. There's that one. No call. Look at that, 17.5 inches. We're good. Let's let them go. So after that, I find myself back in my favorite spot, and these fish were not there. They actually had moved a little bit up a hill. The current was pushing through these trees. They were drawing water, and it was creating a little bit of an eddy up this rise. And I got lucky with this one because I didn't realize that's what was going on, and I caught that fish, and it opened the door to 2 or 3 more fish pretty darn quick. Right there. Really good one. Get in here. Yes.
Look at that. Hours of boredom followed by 5 seconds of pure terror. That's what's addicting about tournament bass fishing. Oh, look at that. That one will help. 20 and a quarter. Yes. How big he is, but he sure knows how to fight. Oh, that'll help. My smallest. Oh, he's gonna be close. Nope. 17.
So after messing around for way too long, I moved back into my area and I started to pick it apart, and I caught that 1/4 of an inch upgrade I need, but just barely. And I didn't know they had shut the leaderboard off, and I didn't know what I had or where I was sitting or what Jody had or what other people had. I just had no clue. So I just had to buckle down. And I was catching fish. I just still wasn't catching the quality that I needed to be able to upgrade. And I knew I wasn't moving up in the leaderboard unless I upgraded. So I worked around and it got down to crunch time. About a half an hour left in the tournament. And I was spinning out. I found myself sitting there with my active target in the water, staring at one fish that was on this one spot, trying to get it to bite. And I looked and I stopped and I paused for a second. And I was thinking to myself, Gene, what are you doing? This isn't what got you there. This isn't what got you to the point where you're at right now. And so I grabbed that spinnerbait, picked up my active target, plopped it down next to my seat, didn't touch it again the rest of the day. Of course, I only had a half hour left. And I started to just hit all the cover that I possibly could. And I upgraded a little bit and I moved on. And then I came to this one special spot that I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's a giant. That's an upgrade. Look at that. That'll help the dogs. Scout fish too. There he is. Oh yeah. There he is. Oh, that might help. Oh, that might help. 18 3/4. I gotta stop upgrading that way. Come on, dude. I gotta stop upgrading that. 1/4 inch at a time. Look at that. 75. Check it. There you go.
the heck? Gosh. Oh my gosh, this might be it. This will be the one that moves me into second place. Look at this son of a gun. Ooh. Oh, the hook fell right out.
Now the challenge for this area was, with the wind blowing the direction it was blowing and the current pushing the way it was going, it actually scattered all of that Sylvania around and limited the number of things that I could make casts to, just because of this scattered grass. And so I had to go to those specific spots or those trees that didn't have any grass around them. And I pulled up on this one gnarly stump that was out in the middle of the area, in the middle of that drain. And I made one cast with my spinnerbait, and I threw it just past it, brought that spinnerbait up, just barely ticked the side of it, and that bait went sideways. And I, at that time, didn't know it was a big fish. I knew it was a good fish. I brought it up, got it to the boat, pulled it out of the net. Guys, that was a special fish. Let me just tell you that. That fish moved me from where I figure I was either third or fourth at that period of time. 15 minutes left in the tournament, and I was able to move from fourth or third all the way up to first. That was a key fish. That was the key fish. And it was a fish that was worth a lot of money and a lot of pride for me. So.
$20 and a half. What, you got it? Oh, that's huge. Oh man, that's huge.
And that was the end of the day. I had no clue where I was. I had a feeling I had done good. There was a really good chance in my mind that I could have won it. I really went into the award ceremony thinking that I was in second place. And so I gave my phone to Michael, said, Michael, please videotape this. I don't know where I'm sitting. I don't know. And most people didn't know about that last fish. And I kind of kept it to myself. I couldn't keep it from my buddies. I just was too excited about it. But here's the award ceremony. The rest is history.
So without further ado, taking home $11,335 with 198 and a half inches, Georgia's Gene Jensen.
Oh gosh almighty, this is, you guys know me, I'm a teacher, so I want to talk about how we found these fish in a second, but just sitting here looking at these guys out here, a lot of these guys, a lot of you are my friends, and it's just humbling. God has blessed us so much, and blessed us with good friends, good people to hang out with and stuff like that. I like to thank my wife. She lets me do this. Every time I see her, I cry. So we've been married 25 years, almost 25. And I knew her for 3 months when we got married. I don't suggest that, but what it is, what it is. A lot different than the jackhammer. But again, thanks my wife. Thank the good Lord for blessing us to be able to do this, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks for watching this video. Like I said, it's just a special day for me. This doesn't happen very much in any fishing career when you go out and you fish against some of the best people in the industry. I mean, there were some mega fishermen there, some guys and girls that are just better than me, and I was able to squeak out by a ½ an inch, squeak out the wind. Shout out to Matthew Scotch for making it difficult for me. He had 102 inches on that last day, and with my 1¼ inches, I was able to bump up just above him by ½ an inch and come out with the victory. But like I always say, guys, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go ahead and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.